What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course and we are working on another Formwork Friday video. This one is still kind of Wild West edition and even more so than the backhand form, because this one we're talking about the forehand. It's coming from here and popping out forward. If you happen to watch the last week's video about the Wild West backhand form, Wyatt Earp, famous gunslinger, said fast is fine, but accuracy is final. You have to learn to be slow in a hurry. And that's very, very similar and very, very reminiscent of the quote or of the saying, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So we're working on being smooth today, working on being slow. We're gonna start off slow but smooth with our forehand. Basic idea of a forehand is hold the disc this way and then you're trying to throw the disc like that, right? Super simple once you start to get the hang of it, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. But right now, you don't have to try super hard. Just focus on swinging your arm through. Make sure you follow through so you don't hurt your arm. And the thing about the backhand is it actually fades the opposite direction of a forehand. So if you're looking for a shot to go straight and then go to the right, and you don't want to do some kind of tricky, touchy backhand anhyzer or turnover shot, you can always try a forehand because it kind of just naturally does that flight. Now, there are a couple of different schools of thought on how you want to grip, how you want to have a forehand grip, but you're going to start off by making a finger gun, very similar to Wild West edition, and then you're going to put the disc in the pit of your thumb, and then you're going to pinch. This is called the stacked grip. This is what a lot of people learn with, especially if you learn with a deeper putter style disc or even a catch disc, Ultra Star. You got the stacked grip, or you can try to pinch it really hard and get your finger into that, basically the pad of your finger on the inside of the rim instead of the side of your finger, because the side of your finger means you're going to have to throw this way. You have almost no motion, whereas if you get the pad of your finger there, you're able to throw this way. The other kind of very common grip is actually a power grip. I know power grip comes from like the backhand where instead of fanning, you power all your fingers into it. But for me, a power grip on a forehand is take my pointer finger from stacking on top of this and put both of those fingers pad down right into the middle of the rim. And what that does for me is it allows for me to get more power imparted into the rim of the disc, and allows me to keep it much smoother, flatter, and have a spinnier release. When I'm throwing like this, it's very nose up and just kind of wobbles. When I switch my grip, it puts it much more nose down and a lot flatter. None of those were super powered up. It was like maybe 40-50% power, but because I'm focusing on keeping that slow, smooth spin, it's gonna go a lot further than if I power up and it just wobbles and then falls to the ground. So once you've got your grip down and you have a somewhat smooth release, but you want to start applying some power, when you start to throw a little bit harder, a lot of times if you just throw harder, it's going to wobble more, because with a backhand, you have all of these levers working together and you can coil up around the disc and you're going to get a lot more spin from your disc, and it's a lot of the large muscle groups in your body. So a backhand is much more of a powerful throw. A forehand is much more of a tendon snap, where you kind of have to throw part of your body forward in order for this other part of the body to lag behind it for it to explode forward. So during COVID, Eagle McMahon posted a video about forehand form and how when he throws, his elbow goes way in front of his wrist, and then his wrist explodes forward. And that drastically changed the way that I threw a forehand, because I started throwing, instead of throwing just as hard as I could, I was throwing my elbow forward and then focusing on the hip point of my elbow into the snap. And that gave me a lot more power and a lot more precision with my throw. That's unfortunate. It's one of the ways that you can look like you're not throwing very hard, but as long as you hit the right hip points all the way through, you're gonna get a lot more snap and whip off of this type of a throw than with the backhand. Every time. Through all of those about the same amount of power, and it has enough power to get there as long as I hit the hip point and the release point just properly. Now this is a hole where I know I have the distance to get there with these discs because I've done it before, but I'm not gonna get it just by swinging my arm through. I am gonna have to impart much more of my body in. So the run up that I use is just kind of a simple walk into the throw, and at the last second, brace on that left foot and pop the hip forward as you're throwing your arm forward. Some people use a hop, some people use an actual run up. My preferred method is just a walk and a pop. That one's under the pen. All of them made it up there because I used my body to push through the throw. All right, we worked on that follow. We worked on the hip point and moving your hips in. Now let's focus on the follow through, because you want to follow through on the line that you throw the disc on. Because if you go to throw the disc here and then your follow through is there, you're probably going to roll your disc over. But if your hip point is here and your follow through is there, very likely that you're going to hold exactly the line you put it on. Two hyzers and two anhyzers, just to show you the difference. So here's the hyzer. Stays on hyzer. And to be fair, that is an extreme example. Now here's an anhyzer. I'm going to chop down more, bring it down, and then bring my wrist down and over. And there's that overstability. But my follow through was down. If you really throw it on anhyzer, that's not quite gonna find out. A tilt might have though. All right, so we have a whole bunch of different styles of forehands that I've shown off today. We're gonna start with the slowest. We're gonna work our way up to the fastest. Starting off with a standstill. Put her in the fairway, right where we want it. A little bit of a walk up. A slow walk up. And now we're gonna rip one and see how far we can get a pyro to fly. $350. You know, $350 easy. I don't normally get that much distance with one of those discs, but when you hit it just right, it does incredible things. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to like the video. If you want to see new content, make sure to comment down below. I'm always reading the comments, and if it's a good idea, I might possibly even turn it into a video. Make sure to subscribe. Plenty of giveaways going on. And until next time, guys, see you out on the course. From now until the end of June, I am having a secret giveaway with this spore. If you watch this far, congratulations, but you're not entered just yet. To get this spore, there are going to be 7 videos until the end of June that have this little stuffed fox. If you can spot this little stuffed fox somewhere on the course, these end videos don't count. And on the 7th video, say final. If you comment it on the 8th video or the 6th video, it's not going to count. It has to be the 7th. So you have to really pay attention to all the little spots around the course. But if you comment final on the final 7th video with this fox, you'll be entered in to win this amazing spore with the super swirls in it. Amazing stamp. Beautiful. All right, bye.